Nikhil, can you tell us exactly what has happened and how would this affect, if at all, security at the games?
In all its glory, but beyond that, yes, of course, the headlines that you're talking about, and these were certain disruptions that have been happening in the lead up to the games. Just to give a bit of a background to our viewers, there have been a lot of protests with regards to the Olympic Games. There has been, and these are protests from within France. So these are French citizens that have been objecting to the games, not from now, but for the last couple of years. Of course, those protests have now gathered momentum in the last few days. But they have said that, the kind of money that is being spent on the Olympics, that could have very well been used for public welfare. That France also was dealing with a financial crisis not too long ago. So those have been some of the concerns that have been raised by a lot of folks that reside here, that have been citizens of the country. But it was going to reach this extent. I don't think the organizers had that in mind. There have been a few attacks. Just to let you know, the local transport in Paris has not been affected. So we ourselves took the metro to reach here, this location. And right now the entire city has been cordoned off because moving away from the usual, this time you have the opening ceremony actually go through the entire city. So arrangements within the cities are pretty watertight. You've got security all around, but it is actually right outside the city where the national rail network, not the local network, but the national rail network has been hit with the arson attacks that we were talking about. And this has actually disrupted a lot of Great Britain athletes. We were told that some of those athletes, as you know, London is just a train ride away from here. They were actually heading in to France because they were training at the 11th hour. They were heading into France this afternoon. Those trains have been stopped. I also know of a lot of officials that were planning to get into the city for the opening ceremony in the evening, not just from London, but from various other parts of Europe. They will not be able to now make it to the opening ceremony. Other than that, I also know of a lot of tourists that intended to come into Paris. Some of them who may not have had a French visa but got a Schengen visa, they're coming in via various other countries into France. All of that has been affected as we speak. But I was just speaking to a few local organizers. It hasn't actually impacted the opening ceremony as such. We are told that it's going to start on time and it's going to be exactly according to the schedule that is given us a couple of days ago.
Just asking, Nikhil, the Indian contingent looking forward to perhaps their best ever Olympics. Is that a real possibility, or is this going to be tougher than it was 4 years ago or 3 years ago in Japan?
That's a real tough question to answer, Rajiv, at the moment. I mean, for the last 1 week, we at the sports desk have really put our brains together, actually analyzed every athlete. And the number, the consensus that we could actually get to was about 6 medals. And that 6 is one short of what you achieved in Tokyo last time. So it could be at par with what you got at Tokyo. Of course, when you arrive at a number as 6, in the Olympic Games, you could even go till 10 if everything goes your way, or it could even drop to 3 or 4, as it happened in Rio. I remember covering the Rio Games, where also you expected 6 and 7, but you fell well short of that at 2. So at the moment, a realistic, if you had to really pin me down and ask me a realistic number, I'd probably arrive at 5 or 6. But, the Indian contingent could very well do much better than that. Who knows, maybe double digits.
Okay, let's leave it there. Nikhil, you stay safe and thank you very much. Enjoy the Olympics. We're all really feeling as if we should be there with you. And hopefully we'll be celebrating with you all the gold medals that India hopefully gets in these games. Thanks very much. Nikhil Naz reporting there from Paris that the situation is now under control.